Hello everyone. So we are going to discuss flexbox in a CSS property in a CSS. So flexbox is a property in a CSS for using to make item flexible, and it's very good to use and it's very easy to use, and it's also reduce code to making box flexible, making box responsive, making things responsive, and making your item flexible. So let's discuss one by one, and then you will get the idea. So we'll discuss one by one. So we are going to discuss here in flex basis and flex wrap in this lecture. So what is a flex? Flex is a display property which used for make item flexible. Okay, so I will show you some demo and some example, then you will get idea how it work. Okay, so here some basic code I have written. I have given a parent class flex, and the child is given flex box. The name class is flex box, and I have given different color to the each child, so we can identify the flex items. Okay, so it's a basic CSS we have given here. Let's see on a browser how it look like. See how it look like. It's a similar, it's a very simple. We have given flex and 600 and given the 4 due inside that. So it's right now it's a display block by default. So if you know, display block will take 100% of width of view and of parent, whatever the parent you have assigned. Like we have given say 600, so it's the each child taking 600, and block display block will also start from the new column, sorry, new row. So that's why it's showing here. Okay, let's play with the display, so we'll get why we are here. So I'm not doing anything. I'm just giving the parent class and assigning to the display property flex here. Good. Now you can see it came to one by one and adjusted inside the that particular width of the 600. So now it's coming. It's a very small width, because by default flex property is, if you see, by default flex property is 0 1 auto. Okay, what does mean by this? This is by default, if you see. Okay, so it's by default 0 1 auto. So 0 1 auto will be by default. So 0 1 auto means it will take the width of the content, whatever the content you have inside that div, that particular width it will automatically grab. So for example, I'm just adding some content here. So I'm just adding some content like here. Now you can see it will taken the width will increase according to the content. Okay, so let's refresh it, and again I will show you. I'm going here and I'm giving display flex. Now the thing is coming in mind, how we divide the how can we make 25% to each, because 4 bit we have, 4 do we have. So if we are dividing equally, then each child will take 25% of the parent. So what we will do? So here is simple. One thing you have to do, nothing, you have to not assign to the bit, you have not given anything. You have to just put here to the child flex box flex. We have to giving equal bit, means we are giving flex 1. Okay, if you're giving flex 1, then it will automatically assign to the 25% to the each. Now if the requirement is we need to see the middle of two div will be the twice bigger from the first one, then what you will do? Then you have to just simply go with the second child and give the property flex. We want to twice bigger, then you have to just make it flex 2. Cool. And for similarly for the this one flex 2. Now you can see the second and third will the double of the flex 4 and flex 1. Okay, now if suppose we are working on a desktop, and in a mobile we want to make it by default, the default content will take will take the content, whatever the content we have inside that child that particular bit will take. Then what we will do, you have to just make it as I show you in starting. Flex 0 1 auto by default. So this is a bit default flex property, default flex value. So now you can see flex 3 will taking the that particular bit which contain have. Okay, so this is a flex. What is the next we have next flex basis and flex wrap. So flex basis is nothing but it very good to use when we want to some initial width of the flex, means initial length to the flex item. Suppose let's refresh it and let's go to the flex display flex. Okay, cool. So by default I'm giving. Now I want to give the flex 3 to 200 whenever our page will load. So what you have to do, you have to go to flex 3 child, give to the flex basis to 300 pixel. See, so by default initially the length is 600 to that particular item. So that is the use of the flex basis. Okay, so what the next we have? Next we have flex wrap. Okay, it's a very good to use. Cool. Suppose we have a flex box and we are giving a width 200 pixel. Now if you counting the width of the 4 child, it coming 800, 200 200 200 each. 200 into 4 is equal to 800, but our parent have 600, so it will be overwrap overflow sorry, but it auto adjust because of the flex, because flex is a flexible item, so it make auto adjust inside the parent width. But we want to give the actual width of that particular child, like if we have given 200, then 200 should apply. So what you will do, we need to wrap that. So we have a property flex wrap. Okay, so we have wrapped that. If you see, the 200 will take to each because we have wrapped, so it will work when it's required. If suppose I'm giving it to the 150, so 150 into 4 will 600. Sorry, there is something. Sorry, I'm giving to the height. My bad. 150 pixel. Now if you see, it will come because now the wrap is not required, but if we increasing by 1, it will come down because it's going beyond the 600. That's why it's a wrapping. We have different property in a flex wrap. If you see, I will show you flex wrap. If you just see, we have inherit, initial, now wrap, revert. You want to revert, you want to unset, you want to wrap reverse. See, wrap reverse means it's coming from the behind, coming from the bottom. When flex 4 first come, and then the second row will come first, and the first row will come the second. So they will reverse to the wrapping things. So that is the flex wrap we can use it. So yeah, it's a very good to use in CSS. So we have discussed flex basis and flex wrap in this lecture, and next we will discuss about the flex direction and justify content in next lecture. Thank you.